Do you remember the Junkster, the talented woman who turned abandoned storage units into gold mines?
$750.
Wow, yes, go Joe! Mission accomplished.
Leaving millions of Storage Wars viewers amazed. Then one day, at the height of her career, she suddenly disappeared from the screen, leaving behind countless unanswered questions. What really led a television star to walk away from the bright lights and high-profile opportunities of California and return to Texas? Behind that silence was an unexpected turning point, a painful sacrifice, or a decision to rediscover herself. Let's uncover the full story right now.
Really? Should we take this somewhere?
No, you should take it somewhere.
Before becoming one of the familiar faces of Storage Wars, Mary Padon had already built a reputation in Dallas, Texas, through collecting and restoring vintage items. Her store, Mary's Finds, quickly attracted attention for its ability to transform objects that most people considered worthless into valuable treasures.
About 20 bucks.
I'll take it for 20.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
That distinctive approach opened the door to her television career. In 2012, Mary was introduced on Storage Wars Texas. At the time, the show was looking for buyers with unique personalities, and she quickly stood out among the cast. Rather than focusing solely on profits from reselling, Mary was drawn to items with stories, historical significance, or the potential to be restored. One of the most influential figures in Mary's journey was Mary Padon. As the owner of a long-established antique store in Dallas, Mo served as both her business partner and mentor, teaching her how to evaluate historical pieces.
So, like the saying, one man's trash
is another man's treasure. So
to
make it neo-green.
On the show, viewers often describe their relationship as similar to that of a grandfather and granddaughter because of their close bond, mutual trust, and teamwork during auctions. Under Mary Padon's guidance, Mary gradually developed the signature style she called razzle-dazzle. Instead of immediately selling the items she purchased, she spent time cleaning, repairing, or combining them into entirely new creations. That approach set her apart from many buyers whose priority was making a quick resale for immediate profit. Her upcycling mindset soon made Mary one of the most recognizable personalities on the show. She consistently searched for hidden value in items others ignored. On many occasions, purchases that initially appeared risky ultimately produced remarkable results. One of her most memorable discoveries was a Byzantine ceramic vessel believed to have been used to hold Greek fire, the famous weapon of the Byzantine Empire. The artifact attracted significant attention from experts because of its historical importance and became one of the most talked-about finds of Mary's television career. At another auction, Mary uncovered a pair of 18th-century Asian camel saddles. Items that attracted little interest at first were later recognized for their value after professional evaluation. Finds like these strengthened her reputation as someone with a remarkable ability to recognize overlooked treasures. Another discovery that drew considerable attention was a World War II trunk. Inside were not only love letters, but also unopened packs of cigarettes. The trunk's significance came not simply from its material value, but from the history preserved inside, perfectly reflecting the type of items Mary always sought. Her success on Storage Wars Texas led to an even greater opportunity. In 2014, Mary joined the original Storage Wars series in California. Appearing on the flagship show introduced her to a much larger audience and established her as one of the franchise's most recognizable personalities. From Season 6 through Season 12, Mary remained a regular member of the buyer's cast. Alongside the intense auction competition, she maintained her upbeat, optimistic personality while focusing on discovering the value hidden in every item. That image created a clear contrast with the highly competitive atmosphere often displayed by many of the other buyers. During her time on the show, Mary also developed a close friendship with Brandy Passante. The two frequently appeared together at auctions and maintained a positive relationship both on and off camera. Their friendship became one of the best-known relationships among the Storage Wars cast. Mary's popularity continued to grow as her fan base expanded. Her nickname, the Junkster, became inseparable from her television image while also helping promote the Mary's Finds brand. According to several entertainment industry sources, at the height of her success, Mary was estimated to earn around $15,000 per episode of Storage Wars. At the peak of her television career, Mary Padon appeared to have everything: fame, a loyal fan base, and a secure place on one of America's most successful reality shows. Not long afterward, major changes began to emerge, leading her toward a decision that would reshape the course of her life. Leaving California. After appearing on Storage Wars for multiple seasons, Mary Padon had become one of the show's most familiar faces. Once Season 12 concluded at the end of 2019, production no longer continued as it had before. Broader circumstances surrounding the series placed its future into a period of significant uncertainty. Soon afterward, the COVID-19 pandemic spread across the world, bringing widespread restrictions on live storage auctions. Since Storage Wars depended on real-world auction events, production was forced to pause. Organizing new filming became increasingly difficult, leaving the series on an extended hiatus before it eventually returned. While the show was on pause, Mary also gradually stepped away from her routine in California. Unlike several cast members who continued maintaining a regular television presence, she began spending more time focusing on her personal life and private projects in Texas. The transition happened quietly, without any official announcement. When Storage Wars returned for Season 13, the lineup of regular cast members had changed. Mary was no longer a full-time regular. Instead, she appeared only as a guest, marking a major shift after spending multiple seasons as one of the show's central personalities. Mary's most notable appearance came in the Season 13 premiere, which aired on April 20th, 2021. In that episode, she returned to help her close friend, Brandy Passante, during an auction. It also became one of the rare occasions viewers saw Mary following the show's production break. This return carried a very different tone from her previous appearances. Mary no longer appeared as a buyer building a career in California. During the episode, she revealed that she would be returning to Texas. The announcement immediately attracted attention because it marked an important turning point in her Storage Wars journey. Following that appearance, Mary was rarely seen on the series again. Her transition from regular cast member to guest left many viewers wondering what had happened. Mary herself never released an official statement explaining in detail why she decided to leave California. Across interviews and publicly available sources, there has never been any evidence showing that Mary was fired or involved in major conflicts with the production team. The available information consistently indicates that leaving the show was her personal decision rather than the result of any public dispute. Multiple sources agree that Mary wanted to spend more time with her family and focus on her own business ventures. After living and working in California for many years, returning to Texas appeared to match the direction she wanted her life to take. One of the clearest reflections of Mary's priorities appeared on her Instagram account. She repeatedly emphasized the importance of family, including the simple statement, "Family is everything." Many people viewed that message as the clearest explanation for what mattered most to her after stepping away from television. That silence continued to leave many viewers wondering what had happened behind the scenes. While Mary was no longer appearing regularly on television, she stayed connected with fans through social media, where most of her posts focused on everyday life rather than discussing her departure from the show. Leaving California brought one successful chapter of her television career to a close. It also marked the beginning of a series of personal losses and major business challenges that awaited her after returning to Texas. Personal shock. The biggest turning point came on March 4, 2021, when Mo Prygoff passed away after a long battle with illness. His family did not release details about his medical condition before his death. The news was shared by many colleagues and fans who regarded it as a major loss for the antique business community in Texas. For Mary, Mo Prygoff was far more than a colleague who appeared on television. He was the first person who taught her how to evaluate vintage items, recognize their historical value, and navigate the world of storage auctions. In many earlier interviews, Mary always spoke of Mo with deep respect and considered him like a grandfather. Mo was the person who stood beside Mary during the early episodes of Storage Wars, Texas. Watching the two analyze artifacts, exchange knowledge, and make buying decisions together became one of the show's defining highlights. Their partnership helped shape the image of Mary that viewers came to know. Mo's passing also brought an end to a relationship that had lasted for many years. Mary rarely spoke publicly about her emotions, though losing the most important mentor of her career was widely seen as a defining moment in her journey. After that, she also appeared less frequently on public platforms. After operating for many years, the physical Mary's Finds store was forced to close. The decision reflected the financial pressure many small businesses across the United States faced during the pandemic. For Mary, it was more than the closure of a retail location. It marked the end of the place that had first opened the door to her television career. Mary once shared publicly that she had invested almost all of her savings to keep the store running. During the early days of building Mary's Finds, limited finances forced her to cut many personal expenses. At one point, she said she lived mainly on peanut butter sandwiches to save money for the business. Those stories gave viewers a clearer understanding of the path Mary had chosen long before becoming famous. Her television success was not built on financial security. It grew out of years of running her own business, restoring old items and accepting investments that carried significant risk. After the physical store closed, Mary chose to change her business model instead of leaving behind the field she had spent years building. She shifted her focus to the online marketplace through the Mary's Finds website, continuing to sell vintage pieces, upcycled creations, and carefully selected collectibles from her treasure hunting trips. Moving her business online allowed Mary to preserve her brand as consumer shopping habits changed rapidly after the pandemic. The new model also gave her the opportunity to reach customers across a much wider market without relying on a traditional storefront in Dallas. Even through one major change after another, Mary remained committed to the priorities she had spoken about so many times. Her personal values and close bond with her family became the foundation for the decisions that followed in her life. Family comes first. Unlike many reality television personalities who openly share details of their relationships, Mary rarely comments on her love life. Her social media accounts focus primarily on her work, treasure hunting trips, creative projects, and everyday life. Posts related to her private life appear only on rare occasions. The only publicly known relationship recognized by many viewers was with a man named Dylan. He made a brief appearance in a 2016 episode of Storage Wars. The show introduced Dylan as Mary's boyfriend, while neither of them shared additional details about their relationship. Following that appearance, Dylan almost completely disappeared from content related to Mary. There was no public breakup announcement or statement from either side. According to confirmed sources, the relationship lasted only a few months before ending, quietly reflecting the way Mary has always protected her private life. From that point forward, Mary's name was rarely connected with any romantic relationship for many years. Even while remaining in the public eye, she chose not to turn her personal life into material for public attention. That decision helped distinguish her from many other reality television personalities. In September 2025, Mary surprised followers by posting several photos on Instagram with a man named Pierce during a trip to Austin, Texas. The post quickly attracted attention because it was one of the rare occasions she shared pictures with a man on her personal account. Alongside the photos, Mary wrote the caption, "Adventures in Austin Teaks with Pierce, the guy without an Insta account." The caption simply introduced Pierce as her travel companion and jokingly mentioned that he did not have an Instagram account. She made no statement confirming the nature of their relationship. As of today, Mary remains unmarried and has no children. That information has been consistently reported by multiple media outlets and celebrity profiles. She has never publicly announced plans to marry or discussed changing her life in that direction. While Mary has always kept her romantic life private, she speaks much more openly about her family. Through social media posts and interviews, she has repeatedly said that family holds the most important place in her life. That message also became increasingly clear after she left California. One family member Mary mentions most often is her younger brother Luke Padian. The two share a close relationship and are often seen together during family gatherings or private trips. Even though she does not frequently post family photos, Mary has repeatedly expressed her close bond with her relatives. That perspective also matched the message she shared on Instagram, "Family is everything." Even though the phrase was short, it clearly reflected Mary's priorities as her career entered a period of major change. Family gradually became the center of her most important decisions instead of fame or public visibility. Even after stepping away from the television spotlight, Mary never abandoned the passion that made her successful. As her life became more settled, she began building a new chapter centered on business creativity and community work while maintaining a connection to Storage Wars in a very different way from before. Life after the spotlight. After stepping away from her regular role on Storage Wars, Mary Padon did not leave behind the field she had spent years building. Instead of focusing on television, she devoted her time to expanding the Mary's Finds brand online, continuing to collect, restore, and sell vintage items. Mary's Finds now operates primarily through its website, replacing the physical store that once stood in Dallas. Mary offers products she has personally selected or restored, including vintage furniture, home decor collectibles, and handcrafted pieces. One of the brand's most recognizable products is treasure boxes, mystery boxes filled with items Mary discovers during her treasure hunts. Customers do not know what is inside until they open the box, recreating part of the excitement that made her famous on Storage Wars. Mary also introduced crusty plushies, old stuffed animals that are cleaned, repaired, and transformed in her own creative style. The collection reflects the upcycling philosophy she embraced from her earliest days on Storage Wars, Texas, giving forgotten items a new purpose. Along with running her business, Mary has remained active in community projects. She partnered with Ubuntu Life to design and promote the Joy Bracelets collection, handcrafted by women in Kenya. Sales help create sustainable jobs while supporting a neurological clinic for children. Mary also maintains a steady presence on Instagram with approximately $360,000 to nearly 390,000 followers. Her posts focus on treasure hunting, restoration projects, everyday life in Texas, and creative ventures rather than her private life or entertainment industry controversies. Although she is no longer a regular cast member of Storage Wars, Mary has stayed close to many former colleagues. After Daryl Sheets passed away on April 22, 2026, she honored him on Instagram, writing, "Some people become part of a chapter of your life that you never forget. You will be missed, Daryl." The tribute reflected her respect for a longtime friend and fellow cast member. Mary also returned briefly to Storage Wars as a guest in Season 17, Episode 4, Not Mary's First Rodeo, which aired on March 14, 2026. Her appearance confirmed that she continues to have a positive relationship with both the production team and the series. According to Celebrity Net Worth, Mary's estimated net worth stood at around $600,000 in 2026. Her primary income comes from Mary's Fine's online sales and commercial partnerships. By July 2026, Mary Padon had built a life very different from her years as a reality television star. She focused on growing her business, pursuing creative projects, supporting charitable causes, and staying connected with fans in a quieter way. Mary Padon did not disappear in the way many people once believed. Instead of chasing the television spotlight, she chose a more balanced life centered on family creativity and the values that matter most to her. Her story shows that success is measured not only by fame, but also by the ability to adapt while remaining true to yourself. If you enjoyed this story, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you won't miss more behind-the-scenes stories, life journeys, and careers of many other well-known personalities in our upcoming videos.